so yeah, the system say go. Three lights green, watch the money flow. Don't guess, don't stress, let it show. Green light, take the trade and blow.
In this video, I am going to show you guys how you can use the supply and the demand levels to your advantage. All right. And that is how we want to be able to utilize this system. All right. This is one way we can utilize this system and understand that we want to enter the market at key levels and also exit the market at key levels. All right. So let's get right into it, y'all. Okay. So right away, I know that on gold here, I'm on a 5-minute time frame. All right, I'm on a 5-minute time frame, and I will do this on each. I'll do a video on each time frame, so that way, depending on the style of trader that you're trying to be, you can literally use these two little boxes on the chart to give you an edge in the market. All right, and then we'll use that, aligning ourselves with other things pertaining to the GLS system. All right, so now the first thing that I do when I'm utilizing a supply and demand, first, we want to look at our overall direction. What is our direction showing? It's saying lean short. All right. If this were to say mix, I'm not touching it. Okay. Don't touch the trade. If it says mix, you don't want it. All right. It either has to say lean short, lean long, strong short, strong long. Okay. That's what you want. Mix. No, you don't want that. Okay. So right here, our direction is already showing leaning short. All right, so we want to lean short. That means now what I am looking for is a supply area that has not been tested yet. And the system does a great job by updating these levels. All right, and then now I want a fresh retest. I want a fresh retest right off of this zone. All right, in this case, because we are selling. So we are looking for an area, a key level in the market for us to sell from. All right, in this case. All right. So then now we're going to look for a sell off this level. Now, where would we be targeting? Okay. So now when we actually play this forward, we can see right here. Okay, now this is a nice fresh retest. We hit this level and it started wicking. So right here, this is where I actually want to take a sell from. Okay, I actually want to take a sell from, and we can put the stops up high. All right, risking 3.9 points on this trade. And then now, where do we want to take this down to? We want to take this down and ride this thing down to that level of demand down there. All right, you could do the top of the box, 50% of the box, or the bottom. All right, in this case, we're just going to use the top of the box. All right, and then we are going to look to actually sell this. Our risk to reward on this is a 4.51 to 1. All right, and then potentially making 17.6 points here. All right, on the Forex side, that would be 176 pips, and we'd be risking 39 pips here. All right, so then now we are going to play this forward, y'all, and then wait for that level to hit. Okay, wait for that level to hit. And then boom, as you can see, price actually was hit right off of that level of demand. And that is our exit. And that is why we want to exit in the event the market wants to push off of that level. All right. This was met with a bunch of buyers here, and you can see the market sold down here. Now we were already selling this in the morning, ended up in that TP1, and then had a hard reaction off of that level, And so now that would be a full TP hit, utilizing the supply and the demand to your advantage. All right. Just using two boxes and understanding how you can use those. All right. When trading. All right. Now, again, just to recap, we want to look at the overall direction. Once we identify the overall direction, then we are looking to take a trade off of that particular level. In this case, we are leaning short. So then now you want to actually take the sell off of a supply area, ride that thing on to the next level, and exit at a key level. All right, exit at a key level. And that is why we exit at a key level and enter off of key levels. All right, that's very key. All right, so y'all stay tuned to the next video, and I'm going to show you what it looks like now to actually utilize the level of demand to your advantage, and we're going to ride that thing all the way up to supply. Let's get it.